Currently on my floor is the result of having partaken in 2 major book sale events. That being 1 book from the National Bookstore 99 peso sale and 5 more from the FullyBooked Midyear Online Sale. I have been so excited these past few days waiting for them to arrive, and I'm so excited that I finally get to share what I got with you guys. So first up we have, ta-da! Sky Hunter by Marie Lu. I've been meaning to read a Marie Lu book for forever now, and this one in particular drew me the most out of all her works so far. Do I know the plot? Kinda. Did I pick it up because multiple people have recommended it and dubbed it one of, if not the best Marie Lu books? Yeah. No, but I am genuinely interested in reading this book because I've only heard good things about Marie Lu's writing. In this book, we follow Talin, our main character, who, along with her mother, had to flee their homeland in search of refuge in the last peaceful place on Earth. And when there are threats to Mara, which is the last free nation in the world, I think that is sort of where our main character comes in. And so we'll follow the story of them protecting this place, and then I also assume that it will be a story of her trying to win back the home that she lost. Either way, I'm really excited to read this book. It's beautiful, and finally holding it in my hands is so exciting. Holding any of these books, all of these books. I already know I'm gonna like it, just because I have a feeling. Moving on, we have The Raven Boys. I'm so excited for this one. In this book, we learn of Blue, who has known all her life that she will be the reason for her true love's death. None of this really mattered until she met a group of 4 boys, also known as the Raven Boys. I think what initially drew me to this book, aside from all the admiration it got on TikTok, was the cover. It just has this really cool, mysterious vibe that I was immediately interested in. I also like that it has multiple main characters, which is a nice change from only having the main characters plus maybe their love interests perspective that I'm used to. I believe there is a bit of mythology in this book, as well as the found family trope. I'm not quite sure because I haven't read it yet. But those are kind of what I imagined the book to have based on what I've read and just based on this cover. There was only the first book available in paperback, as well as I think the 3rd or 4th. It was an incomplete set, so I decided to just get the first one for now, so I have the freedom to discontinue the series if I end up not liking it. However, I don't think that'll be the case because I've only heard good things about this book series, and I'm so excited to read it. Next up, the Poppy War trilogy, except I did not get the 3rd book. It is devastating that the 3rd book was not available during the sale in paperback. However, I am elated about having these 2. From what I've heard, these books, or at least the first one, follows main character Rin, who has to face orphanage, war, an abusive foster family, and prejudice, among many others, while developing the ability to harness the fire powers of a phoenix god. Now, against all odds, she manages to get into this military school called Sinigard. Because she comes from poverty and has a darker skin tone, I believe, than the rest of her peers, she has to face a lot of judgment, and learning the ability to harness the fire powers of a phoenix god does not help with putting her into the spotlight. It is also based on Chinese history, which I think is a sturdy foundation for the story to develop on, and is something that I'm keen to learn more about. I've also read that this series follows a main character who slowly realizes that they may not be the hero of the story after all, which is something that interests me because I haven't read anything like that so far. Like the others, I have read so much good about this series, particularly for its writing, and I'm so thankful that I was able to get the first 2 books. Thinking about it now, it's probably a good thing that I only have these 2 at the moment, so I can have like a period of preparation for the 3rd book if I end up really liking this series, which I don't doubt I will. And now for a quick break to show you guys the books that my sister got. Her first pick was Animal Farm, which she says is a metaphor for war, but she's also not sure. So I don't really know how to describe this book. I just assumed that it was about a farmer. This one actually surprised me because I know the author George Orwell from knowing about 1984, and I hadn't realized until checking out that this was another book by him. We also got the copy published by Penguin Classics so that it'll match my copy of Pride and Prejudice. Her next and last solo pick was Patron Saints of Nothing. Now this one I did get permission from her to borrow. The story revolves around uncovering the truth about the death of the main character's cousin, which was a result of the war on drugs. The war on drugs is a campaign in the Philippines that has led to so many extrajudicial killings, one that fails to recognize the proper and lawful procedures that need to be taken when dealing with drug-related cases. It is a huge violation on human rights, and I'm curious to see how this is dealt with in the story. I'm also hoping to learn more about it through this book. I think it also goes without saying that I'm excited to read a book that incorporates Filipino cultures and traditions. Reading a book with Filipino representation in it, no matter how small, always makes my heart happy, and to read a whole book about it excites me a lot. Now these last 2 books are ones that both my sister and I are very interested in reading, and they are Six of Crows and its second book, Crooked Kingdom. There is so much praise for the Grishaverse by Leigh Bardugo, but none more than for this duology, and it's not surprising why. Impossible heist, yes. Morally great anti-heroes, yes. Possible found family trope, that's just the cherry on the top of the synopsis. That was so awkward, oh gosh. Now, have either of us read the Shadow and Bone trilogy? No. But am I planning on reading ebooks of them so that I can start the Grishaverse chronologically and some might say properly? Maybe. But either way, I'm very excited to have physical copies of both of these books and to finally meet some of TikTok's most beloved characters. I can't believe I have these books. I cannot believe they're here in my room. Oh my gosh, they're not just pictures on my Goodreads account anymore. Crazy! Life is so crazy. I really am so excited to read every single one of my books in this video. And I'm so thankful for the opportunity to read about worlds just a little bit different from ours. Let me know if any of these books made their way into your book wish lists, or if any of them piqued your interest prior to this video. And if you have already read these books, absolutely no spoilers. Feel free, however, to let me know which one you liked the best. Stay safe, hope you're happy, and read books. Thanks for coming along today. Bye guys!